scene, King is back in America visiting his son Kaiser, and people are just over the moon thrilled and excited. People were sitting here wondering, okay, how often is he going to visit his son? Now, Laina felt like this moment should be about her, so she goes on live and she cries and she says that, she has anxiety since he left. Now, listen, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm a woman. When my man leave, I get the hollering and crying too sometimes. Not literally, but, I get in my feelings when my man leave. So I understand, especially after they just had that earthquake situation. Now she's alone. She doesn't know if it could possibly happen again, what she's going to do. Because in those situations, as a woman, we do, tend to lean on our men to be protectors and, protect our feelings, protect us physically, things like that. So being alone, even if it's for 24, 48 hours in a country like that, I'm pretty sure it's a lot on her, with her 2 kids. But people are feeling like you would do this to steal the moment, wouldn't you?
Last night was rough for me. It was really rough. I think I have separation anxiety or something. I had a panic attack last night. I thought it was fine. Like, I had the whole day with the girls. I felt fine. Came back, gave them a bath, put them to bed, and then I was gonna edit this video for you guys. But I ended up like, I don't know, like my chest started to feel tight. My throat started to feel like it was closing. Like, I don't know, maybe because it was my first time in this condo, like without him and stuff, after like that situation that had happened. I don't know what it was, but I don't like that feeling.
And honestly, this is something that she's going to have to deal with for as long as she's with him, because, people are triggered. People have been through this personally in their own lives where their fathers have moved on and, didn't really come around because they had a new wife and they had new children. And now that we have social media, you get to see, how much time your father is spending with these other children. And you're like, damn, well, where's my time? I need him just as much as they do. So, a lot of people are triggered because they take it personally. And, it's just sad because that's his first son, his first child. You know how a man is about his son. So it's just like, damn, you just going to do him like that, all for her. Now, listen, a lot of people feel like, King has his own mind, which is true. But when we're in relationships, like, let's be real, when it comes to a woman has a lot of say over her household and, what her man does and how he handles things. Like, her opinions on what they're going to do is very influential on how the house moves. So I definitely feel like people are just upset that the fact that he moved to Thailand, because they feel like she's the one that influenced that. Now, people are looking at it like, okay, well, you guys weren't making that much money in America doing the content. It was super boring. Like, you guys had to come up with another plan to stay relevant, to stay on top of the game, to pay those bills. Now, people have already noticed that, since Nique and King split, he has been on the, I would say, the decline as far as financially. And, people feel like this decision to go to Thailand was related to that, and the fact that, in Thailand, things are cheaper, their money is going to go longer. The content, like, if we look at their views are viewing now. And, they actually have some pretty good content I've been watching, and it's very interesting to see them experiencing life in another country together. So by all means, like, I understand why you guys would do that, but he still has a son over here, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to go see his son monthly. So now you have it to where it's like, dang, you only going to see your son once or twice a year. Like, how often are we doing this? So, it's just unfortunate that she has to, always be bullied and be harassed and things like that. But this is just the life she chose, honestly. And it's sad that King every single time has to go to her defense and, come online and speak on her behalf and say, no, this is how things are.
We on a positive vibe. We finna cut the part out now of people talking about some Laina's finna be mad because I'm leaving to go get my son. We finna cut out Laina didn't want to go with me to any of those things because it's none of that. This was already the plan before y'all even got to this point. This has been laid out. This is something that what we was gonna do from the jump, but we never spoke on anything, never said anything. We wanted to leave it into the content world. You get what I'm saying? So let's backtrack a little bit on some things. Why is she not gonna go with you? Because I want to go. I was going to go. It was set already that I'm going to leave and go by myself. I had two ideas. On what I was going to do. It was either me going back and get him and come back, or it was another situation, which that one didn't happen. Now it's me going to get my son and come right back. You feel me?
Now listen, I know we've seen time and time again with relationships, once they end, we get all the tea and we get all the dirt. And I'm pretty sure if this were to happen to them and they were to break up, because that's how King is, King would definitely get online and express how influential, her words were into him leaving his son and, making certain moves and things like that. And I'm pretty sure it's going to make her even more unlikable. So, it's just a frustrating situation for a lot of fans because, they do love to see Kaiser, happy with his father. So for her to be like in the middle of that, because now they have a family and they have children, it just is just very frustrating for people. But I want you guys to comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. Now, she did go on live and say that her period was coming, but she did say 2 weeks ago that she just was on her period. So it's like, are you lying now? Like, are you just trying to take more heat off of you by saying, oh, it's just you're emotional because your period? Oh, it's just a woman thing. Like, who knows? But comment down below your thoughts. And until then, I am going to catch y'all in the next one.